Hello, my friend. Today is the next monster in the game, Monster Hunter Wilds. This time we have a very difficult opponent. This is the final monster of the third chapter, and his name is Zoh Shia. We will talk about what to expect from this giant and how to deal with it. Zoh Shia first appears as an artificial dragon angel. The body is covered with a paste-white, sleek shell made of Wilk crystal, wyvern milk, and has a featureless, smooth face. It also features numerous crystals on its entire body and wings that curl upwards, like feathers. The mouth of the creature, which normally is not visible, has unnaturally blue flesh and is toothless. Its claws are covered in feathers, thanks to the Wilk crystals that cover its limbs. Zoh Shia's transformation into an abomination is accelerated as the construct shell's destruction exceeds its regeneration. Its head and jaw become longer, with teeth that look like grotesque splinters filling the maw. Several twisted horns grow from its arms and face. Zoh Shia is the most powerful secret weapon of ancient civilization of Wyveria. It was created as a defense against an unknown enemy. The elder dragon-like construct, however, proved to be far too powerful and caused the ancient civilization to fall thousands of years before. In the Dragon Torch Shrine, the few remaining survivors from the fall, known as the Keepers, had sealed Zoh Shia. It then started to consume the unlimited energy that the Dragon Torch provided. The Forbidden Lands began to experience these phenomena, now known as inclemencies. Many species became accustomed to them. It attacks at first with physical attacks, followed by bursts that are reminiscent of Wilks. This is similar to other Guardians monsters, but on a larger scale. Zoh Shia, like Guardians, can also regenerate parts of the crystal shell if it is injured. It becomes more proficient at using fire, with abilities that rival those of the three Fatalis types. It uses the Inferno, charged fireballs, and meteors from Crimson Fatalis, as well as the Dragon Lightning and Leaping Flames from White Fatalis. Tips for defeating Zoh Shia in Monster Hunter Wilds: special attacks, Strong Roar, Dragon Wind, Fire Blight, and Thunder Blight. You can use dragon elemental weapons to damage Zoh Shia. Autocraft Dragon Pods. This will allow you to instantly purchase this item once you have collected the required materials. Stock up on dragon ammo. If you use dragon ammo, it's a good idea to stock up and utilize dragon ammo. Dragon Pods are a good investment for slingers. Since the main element of Dragon Pods is dragon, they will cause damage to Zoh Shia. If you are able to, equip your hunter or palico with fire and thunder resistant armor. Zoh Shia is known for using these elements in abundance. Nullberry is a good investment. Nullberry consumption can help to counter the effects Thunder Blight, Fire Blight, or Fire Blight. Fire Blight can be removed by evading if you do not have Nullberry. Thunder Blight can be removed by evading. If Nullberry is not present, avoiding repeatedly will also eliminate Thunder Blight. Traps, pods and bombs have no effect on Zoh Shia. Don't waste your time trying to use these things, or risk yourself. The status effects of poison and sleep work, as well as paralysis, which is useful for stopping the monster from moving and giving you time to heal or breathe. Wormsbane. In environments where you see Zoh Shia, there will be plenty of Wormsbane. This is the main ingredient in Dragon Pods. If Autocraft is enabled, collect these using your slinger to get an instant stack of Dragon Pods. Thundercrest. Just as with Wormsbane deposits, you should also be able to collect Thundercrest in order to make Thunder Pods. Although not as powerful as Dragon Pods, they will still cause damage to Zoh Shia. Stock up on health potions. Zoh Shia is a powerful opponent, and having a full stock of health potions in your pocket to heal your hunter can keep you fighting for as long as you like. You can't avoid Zoh Shia's AoE attacks on foot. Sacret can be used to run to safety if needed. Listen to your palico. Your palico may tell you at some point that Zoh Shia has been doing something in the area. You should run to the outer edge of the combat zone as fast as possible. Otherwise, you could be obliterated within 3 seconds. Listen to your palico for useful advice like this. You need to have patience when you attack Zoh Shia. Even though the timer is counting down, you will be killed within minutes if you attack with weapons in hand. Avoiding attacks is a good thing. The tail, head, wings, and forelegs of Zoh Shia are severable. Zoh Shia's body will initially be covered with a white crystallized substance. To reveal the exposed parts, break the crystals from their heads and wings. Attack the crystal repeatedly until it grows again. After a while, crystals will start to grow again. However, they are weaker every time, so it is easy to destroy them until the growth stops. You should aim for Zoh Shia's front legs or face at the beginning of the fight. Get away immediately if she starts to wave or raise her arms. It is better to avoid her attacks and remain safe than take damage from the explosions that are left on the ground. She can perform a floor sweep with either her left or her right arm. It is best to avoid trying to counter or block it. A second attack is to slam both her hands on the ground, which will cause a big explosion. The same rules apply. Safety comes first. Zoh Shia performs regular swipings of her arms, which do not cause explosions. If the ground is glowing white, you can tell the difference between them. You can do the most damage when she is recovering between attacks. It is easiest to strike her front legs and face if you are near them. You will break her mask if you continue to apply pressure. Zoh Shia also has crystals scattered all over her body. These can be completely broken, but guardians are able to regenerate them. This isn't a problem, because the damage will still be applied and help progress the battle. Zoh Shia's mask will eventually fall off, and a dragon head in black will appear. You must not stand in the path of fire that she will breathe beneath her. You may be able to counterattack by positioning yourself near her side and avoiding the fireballs. Avoid standing directly in front of the woman when she lifts her head and moves her body forward. She is about to launch a huge fireball. You can try to hit her on the head between moves. Continue this strategy up until the transition to Phase 2. When Zoh Shia begins to cause havoc in the entire room, you will know that Phase 2 has begun. You should not stand on white-coloured floor. Fireballs are thrown on the red-hot spots. As your health slowly drains due to elemental attacks, avoid standing in these red spots and start moving away from them. You may need to heal the damage caused by chips with a few potions. Zoh Shia gains a set of new arms that are exposed on her top, along with new abilities based around fire. She will occasionally slam her arms down, causing a fire explosion to spread forward, like a gunshot. Don't make my mistake of running straight into it. It's a similar strategy. Stay near her side, watch out for her fire breath, and avoid arm attacks. When she raises an arm, you should immediately leave the area and be ready to return as soon as her animations of attack are over. Be careful, she might chain her attack with a fireball, so make sure you're safe before engaging again. Focus all of your attacks on the exposed part of her face if you are able to knock her out. It is her most vulnerable area. The large area of her hitbox makes it easy for larger weapons like the greatsword or hammer to take advantage. In this phase, she will gain an additional powerful attack, in which 4 of her hands are slammed into the ground to create a white explosion, spreading outward. As soon as it starts to form, you should run the other way. Crystal formations appear after the explosion, and she immediately sets the room ablaze. To avoid getting hurt, keep running up until the edge of your arena. You will not be hurt this time because the fire circle is smaller than the first transition phase. Be prepared with her potions just in case. She also gains the ability to charge forward, sprinting in a straight line. It's obvious what to do here. Move to one side. Repeat this process until you reach Phase Bath. When Zoh Shia begins to switch elements and the hunter starts the quest dialogue, you will know that you are in Phase 3. She will attack using lightning instead of random fire meteors in this phase. It is easier to manage this transition. Simply run towards the safe areas and stay away from frozen rocks as they can explode. You can now target her body in any way you want to increase damage. Although she has gained lightning attacks, all the rules of the previous phase still apply. Stay mobile, don't stand in dangerous areas, and attack when you see the chance. She is going to launch a lightning strike somewhere within the room when she moves forwards and turns her head. The lightning strike marks will be visible on the ground, so they are easy to avoid. Simply move away from the area. You will also need to be aware of her fire powers. Pop any remaining wounds to cause free damage. Don't forget to mount the girl at least one time. It is very easy with your Sacret. You will receive a knockdown for free, and her head will be damaged massively. To maximize the damage, mount her with her face fully exposed rather than covered by her white armor. You already understand the battle flow and mechanics, so you just need to repeat the strategy again until the boss is defeated. Personally, I find her to be a great boss, but I wish that she could be repeated and she had her own armor and gear. Capcom may be saving her to a later title update, or even an expansion. It feels as though there's more to her than we know. You can also use the foods to get more defensive buffs if your health is low. You now have all the tools you need to defeat Zoh Shia. This guide was hopefully helpful. You have now officially defeated the low rank in Monster Hunter Wilds. If you like the game Monster Hunter Wilds and want to see more interesting videos of this game, subscribe to my channel. Also, like the video, and I'll prepare a video of the next monster I meet in the game for you. If you have any questions about the game, leave a comment. We have a fairly well-developed community that will help you sort out the difficulties. I also recommend watching my previous video, where I showed how I defeated Arkfeld. See you in Monster Hunter Wilds, my friend. There are still many different and interesting monsters ahead.